the Div B champion if they beat them hard enough, or at least who gets to face MJ12 second place. We get Ghost Paladin, one last bite. The 1v1 mech of choice is going to be a summoner with 3 PPCs. What do you think about that level?
Oh, it is a hot build. If you don't manage that heat properly, you're going to blow yourself up faster than your enemy can shoot you. We've seen it happen close. Usually people have been fighting at range, but usually we've been seeing that if one player is losing at the long range trade, they usually end up pushing in for a PPC brawl, and they end up spinning in circles. It's kind of funny, but it's a hot build. You got to watch that heat no matter what.
Yeah, the biggest thing is making sure you don't lose that torso, the left torso, I believe, because you lose 2 PPCs out of it and makes it really, really hard to come back after that. So, we're going to see. Are we actually live? We're still hosting the beef. Where am I streaming? This is very bad.
Before I launch, we'll make sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to double check that right now before we do anything, so I don't miss another 1v1. It happened yesterday, and that was rather unfortunate.
Could be the 2-minute delay.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Just give us a second here, folks. We're going to make sure everything's nice and tidy, and we'll be launching soon. I don't see us on Twitch is the reason I'm kind of freaking out at the moment. But here's hoping. Okay, it is just a delay, so we are good to go.
That's good. Having me see my panic.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be a proper stream if nothing went terribly, terribly wrong. All right, casters are a go. I don't think they can spawn any differently in Steiner Coliseum, so lock doesn't do us much good.
That's true. I just want to make sure they're both ready. All right, we're launching. Both these players are really good. Known through the community to be pretty decent shots. So I guess it might come down to who hits who first. CSPS is more of a faction play unit. It'd be curious to see if in this match today, if any of those skills they're going to bring to the table.
Well, I have faced Ghost Paladin plenty in Solaris, and I know he's no slouch there, so.
That's true, he is a Solaris vet.
Let's take a look at these mechs, see what colors we got going on. That's nice and decent. Little spray paint on the head. Let's see about the other one. Is he going to be horribly, horribly, eye-strainingly bad? Nope, just plain brown. A little bit of color, a little bit of accents. But let's get straight into it.
Looks like one last bite's going for the platform. Ghost Paladin is taking the high ground over his ramp. They are both being extremely cautious, using those jump jets to the best of their. One last bite now is holding the backside of the platform.
Yeah, he doesn't have eyes on Ghost just yet. I've got the camera inside his cockpit. He's still looking for him.
There's really only one place Ghost could be, because if Ghost was anywhere else but over on that ramp, by Ghost's ramp, he would have saw him crossing. So he looks to be looking generally in the right direction, but now he seems confused, because I keep seeing him glance over to his side. But
yeah, I mean, the fear starts creeping in. It's been, a minute, 10 seconds. You haven't seen your opponent yet. Is he sneaking up behind you? Is he hiding underneath the ramps? So.
True. Yeah, he seems to be going back to his spawn. He's not sure where the enemy is. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get backshot. These summoners can actually alpha, and these builds don't really have any backguard. One backshot to a side torso and it's gone.
They've got eyes now, so now it's still who gets the first shot. I mean, it is a mirror match. It's going to be very close. Playing a little cagey, both sides. They want to make the other. All right, solid hits, solid
Ghost
hits.
gets the first hit.
Let's get the overlays up here.
Ghost Paladin takes a glancing hit. I think only one of the PPCs hit him. One last bite ate at least 2 of them.
Yeah, he's down to 94%. If you give us a readout on Ghost as this match keeps going on. Was that a strike or was that fireworks?
That was a strike. He struck him, and he got a glancing hit on the strike too.
Well then. I just saw the top of the ring explode.
Yeah, he got hit in the back from the strike because he is now yellow all torsos, but all his torso armor is still all solid.
There's another strike going down. Ghost is playing very, very defensively now that he's a little on the back foot. Both
true.
I will say, one last bite is taking a lot of leg damage, just really going to the apex of those jumps and not landing softly. We'll see if that ends up mattering, but I think they'll both
if
go
Ghost notices it, if Ghost notices it, he might just go hard leg.
This could be a back shot. This could be a back shot. Ghost doesn't know he's there. Oh, he does. Okay, he got turned around.
Turned around just in time. That could have been a game ender.
Circling around. Bites at 87%. Where's Ghost at?
Ghost at 85. It looks like the hits have been on his arm. His arm is pretty weak, but his torso is still pretty decent. A little yellow everywhere. So Bite is spreading his shots everywhere.
Well, we've now gotten to PPC brawl range, everyone's favorite. Let's see how this goes.
Ghost using his arm. Lost the arm, but they ate all the damage from that alpha. Oh.
You got the back on that one.
I think he only got the back with one of his shots. I think his first 2 missed. But they are diving on each other hard now. Ghost's left visual side torso is getting really weak. If one last bite could pop that, he could
He gets 2 PPCs, not just one. Ghost surprises him. Alright, here we go.
Oh, this is close now.
Side torso's open, both sides.
Ghost's left visual side torso is now open. Ghost can actually play it a little risky here.
They crit out a PPC on Ghost.
Looks like he's going for it. Ghost, no, both side torsos are now open.
And you bet Bite knows that he's going for the weak one. He's trying to break off the arm.
Oh, Ghost gets a back shot.
It hurts the structure, but it didn't crit out a PPC. Ghost is still fighting 2 PPCs to 3.
Ghost. Yeah, Ghost is now down to 2 PPCs.
And now Bite's both torsos are open. Up.
Ghost Paladin lost one side torso. His other torso is practically one shot.
And there goes Bite's side torso. This is really close.
This will come down to who has the better aim.
Well, they're both trying to dead side shield.
Nice. That was a good shot by Ghost Paladin, even while Bite was jumping midair.
You've got to hit this. It all comes down to it. Ghost isn't dead. It was a headshot. Now Bite's twisting.
Oh,
Ghost with the comeback. That was so close. If that hadn't have been a headshot on Ghost, I think Bite would have had that match. That was so close.
Yeah, if he hit that side torso other than that head, that definitely would have been match.
And I mean, you can see the damage numbers: 407, 448. Wow.
Oh yeah, they were neck and neck most of that match.
Definitely. All right, well, let's get all the players in here and see what we got going forward. If you'll give me just a minute, I got to publish these stats, make sure everything's cool. And our first map of the day is going to be HPG, which is really going to be taxing as far as what medium to bring. Do you bring something heavier, back up all your lights? Do you try and play for the underpass, or you bring a Vulcan or something really fast, maybe even a crab to some extent?
Yeah, this is a. I think the design of why they picked this HPG and the the center cap point is that they expected a basement brawl with a bunch of little tiny ankle biting mechs. But so far, we most of the fights have been actually outside of HPG. One team tries to intercept the other team before they get underneath. Usually, the cap has lately been the last thing anyone deals with, uh, which is different than every other time we've played on HPG this season.
It's definitely been nice with this match being cast so late. We really know how both sides like to react. Charlie can get the early spawn, try and drop a strike in the doorway. With Alpha being really hard to get to, you got usually a Commando or Piranha there, as they all end up fighting, usually with Team 1 setting up on the spine and Team 2 setting up the low grounds. Even some have been flanking up to the top to get shots across the spine. But it's going to be really interesting to see who ends up taking the high ground, because as far as I've seen, being able to hide the legs on those lights and trade with the MPLs that everyone seems to be bringing has been the biggest thing that made people win.
CSPS has finally announced which side they want to start on. They will be starting on Team 2.
Team 2 it is.
That means Team 1 is now on a 5-minute timer.
All right, let's get everybody invited in here and see where we're at. So, as we said at the start of this, both these teams can take first place with a significant stomp. Likely they're going to end up in second, whoever wins the match. But who do you have odds on here?
Oh, my gut instinct wants me to say 228, but I I know the CSPS players a lot more. A lot more. I've played against them and with them. Um, they're definitely going to be putting their best foot forward. They could definitely get a strong lineup. Either way, it could be close. But like you mentioned earlier, if one team could pull away with a runaway 4-1, 5-0 victory, that will shoot them directly to first place.
I mean, it will. I think it'll be closer than that, but I know CSPS has certainly put in the hours over this week. I got dragged into a couple practices, and I've got a lot of their guys on my friends list. I get to see them in lobby and doing scrims a lot, so they're going to be prepared, certainly. But let's see if it pans out for them. We got anybody locked in the lobby yet?
Not yet. 228 is just now taking company command and just now bringing their guys in, but they are down to 3 minutes left on the timer. CSBS not messing around. They already got all their guys in. They are just not locked. We're probably waiting for Team 1 to lock first to see which lances they take.
I think the tonnages will tell a big story of how they both expect this match to go. Could bring a Vulcan or Assassin and get a lot more, not necessarily dirty, but certainly knife fight range. IS optimal engagement range, fisticuffs. Or you could bring something a little heavier and expect to be in a little more tradey of a match.
Oh, I expect this one of these guys to intercept the other team, and then it just being a wild fight right outside, right between both doors. Because I believe Team 2 is going to be near the southern side of Theta. Team 1 will be on the eastern side. Yeah, it's going to be right at that corner of that of the HPG itself. Is probably where the fight's going to be. That's where it's been most of the season, or most of this week, for the other teams.
Well, this being week 4, I would have expected 228 to have everything ready a little bit sooner than this, but here we go. We got all 5 players in the lobby. See if they get locked and sorted real quick here.
Yep.
So, as the matches have been going on across the week, what has been your favorite to go, in case somebody missed one?
Let's see. Definitely Nod versus oh shoot, who'd they face today? They faced Smoke Adders today.
Yeah, that was incredible. A Div B team beating the Div A team. I was not expecting that. I don't think anyone was.
And the best part was they legit just outplayed them. Even though it was a close match, but Smoke Adders brought their A game in that one and just outplayed them. Even in the drops they lost, they still outplayed Nod. So it was really good.
I mean, there was always our match, White Knight Legion versus... What's the name of your team again?
Mine is FCOB.
FCOB.
We faced WKL.
I'm on WKL. I was on the receiving end of all of your lerms on that Grim PLEXUS drop. You monster.
Oh, that's right. I love you too. I had to do something different for that one. We brawl push a lot and do DACA stuff a lot, and figure what was the complete opposite. That wasn't, trying to take PPCs and, ER large lasers, and we settled on that lerm strat. It just happened to work out.
Well, while we're getting everything sorted, why don't Twitch chat? Who are you guys rooting for? Or you just want to see a good game? Lots of mechs, lots of explosions. Oh man, Team 1 is really light on tonnage. They definitely brought the Vulcan. So, I think Team 2 is only missing actually 10 tons on their max. So, they're really heavy. Probably. All right, both teams are locked.
We ready to roll?
I'm good. Let's launch.
Just as expected, both teams are stacking the closest spot towards the center cap point. So yeah, we're either going to see a huge fight right outside, or everyone's going to dive underneath.
We'll get in here, get a look at the mechs, see exactly what everyone brought.
I am curious about the mech selection for this. Question is, how meta do they go? Do both the teams have commando?
And as you can see, these two ramps, the spine, it's HWG, everyone loves it. Everyone gets dragged here by all the pugtards who NASCAR around the center, but this is going to be a lot closer, a lot tighter. All right, so what do we got?
For 228, we have a Vulcan, Commando TDK. Oh, that's going to be 4 MPLs for sure. Wolfhound 2, 5 or 6 MPLs. We got a Flea 17. That's going to be all the small pulse lasers in the world. And a K9. K9 has always been seen. So is an almost a Commando almost every time. For Comstar, we got an Osiris 4D, a K9 again, Wolfhound 2 again. They got a Javelin, probably for some mid-range poking stuff in the Kintaro. And wow, this fight is already starting.
It was going to be quick. It's going to be dirty. This is really going to favor Comstar with a tonnage, unless that Flea goes and caps or gets some serious backshots. He's between the Commando and the Flea, the Vulcan.
Ghost Paladin's already ate a few hits. He's already down below 90. And there goes Polly. He tries the Pop-Tart there, and Admiral Korean Jesus and the Wolfhound nails him. Dio looks like he's starting to push up the ramp with Nate and Ghost Paladin right behind him. They are now pushing right into 228's line. 228 is spreading out quickly.
No, CSPS is committed, and the Flea is down. They're going to trade the Flea for the K9, it looks like. He might be able to get out of there. Shots are going really wild.
Chasing dropping on the Flea is probably a bad idea. The Flea's already gone and back with the rest of their team. They should just push the rest of the... they are now in full Marine Ball mode. Looks like they're going to go around the right side.
CSPS took a lot of damage on that push. I'm not sure they can still do this. There goes Ghost.
Yep. 228 just taking the kill lead. 228 probably should just counter push at this point. They have the mech lead. And they're
Dio's about to die. He lost a leg.
Oh, he tried to take the Flea with him, but was denied.
They're still going after that Flea.
So. Yeah, but those are SRMs at max range. Only 1 or 2 of those missiles can hit the leg at a time.
Oh, he got
finally goes down.
The Javelin got him. Well, he was also legged, so here we go.
Javelin's leg, Javelin goes down.
Taro's isolated. Would you run in the Osiris, or do you think you can get a kill?
You have to go for kills for this one. They didn't go for cap, so there's no point in running. he just got to hope that he can kill that Wolfhound before the rest of the team gets there and try to nab one extra point. The Kintaro, same thing. He could try to take out the Vulcan before he dies, but I don't think it's going to happen.
The Wolfhound, so it made it worth it.
Yeah. If he can kill the K9 too, that would be epic. Kintaro is about to go down.
They're making a dog's dinner of this. It's okay.
There he goes. And that was a pretty clean sweep. CSPS probably shouldn't have dropped on the fleet. It took them too long to try to kill the fleet, and then they just didn't manage the kill. The fleet just juked them and then ran back. By the time they got themselves turned around to try to push back at them a second time, they were already pretty injured from the first push, so it didn't look like that second push was going to work out no matter what. It was definitely a still good fight, though. GG's both all around.
I really like the call. They saw their opponents had less tonnage, specifically the Vulcan, less HP. They made the call to push, but they didn't have a target to push at, and I think that killed them. Because once the fleet got away, they had the 228 had the high ground, and they just kept him there, got the Javelin, got the Wolfhound, kept going after legs, and CSPS couldn't shoot legs considering where the position they put themselves in. They didn't push any farther. As soon as they got over the spine, they turned around and tried to fight it without cover. It didn't work.
Yeah. Cyrus is the one that put in the most work. Surprisingly, the Kintaro, K9, and Wolfhound from CSPS, none broke 200 damage. But if you look at 228, every mech broke 200. Oh, sorry, 3 other mechs broke 200. The Flea and the Vulcan didn't. But they both got legged. Flea died. Vulcan just too slow to chase other mechs to go get more damage.
Let's see if we can catch it on the stats here. Any war crimes committed? Ghost got 26 team damage, but those strikes were well placed enough.
Yeah, 26 team damage. That's just a love tap. That's just to remind your teammates that you care.
K9 doing top damage on the overall. Yes, the teams are supposed to switch for the next match. They no longer get to choose.
All right. Team 1's on the timer.
All right.
Yeah, the K9 getting a lot of damage out. Usually you don't see them get too much damage out because they're one of the first folks, and rightly so. That's 5 MPLs and pretty decent heat dissipation. A lot of DPS if you give them a few minutes to dish it out.
Well, let's switch over to our mines in Grim Plexus. We got a lot of rocks. We got a lot of hard borders against the walls, with Kappa being as open as it is. Really easy to defend, but you've got to push it. You've got to be ready for that short-range exchange, especially when both teams go Alpha Charlie, as we've seen every team so far do.
Yeah.
There's nobody taking the opportunity to fight from Hamburger Hill and try and just play defense with range, but we've seen a couple learn boats. We've seen some ATMs a lot with Vapor Eagles. I don't know. It's worked well enough. I think teams are going to keep trying it. But what's been the most interesting take you've seen for these matches besides the one we played?
To be honest, everyone's kind of did the same thing except for the Lermstrat. Most people have been doing Brawl with maybe an Overwatch mech.
Well, we've seen a lot of SRMs, although I believe it was MJ12 actually ran out of ammo on their push and lost the match. They were ahead by 3 mechs to 1, but ran out of ammo to kill the last Phoenix Hawk who had lasers. So, if you're going to brawl push, make sure you don't skimp on that, at least.
Wasn't that the GNX versus CXF game?
Yes, it was. It was an MJ12, sorry.
Yeah, but absolutely right. Yeah, it was, I believe CXF's Phoenix Hawk finished off GNX's SRM mechs because they just ran out of it. And then they played Ring Around the Rosie for the cap there at the end. It was humorous. I think that's the second time we've seen it happen this whole season. I think the first time was Andy Mech from the CSPS's second team ran out of ammo on Frozen City Classic, and then yeah, we watched GNX do it on Grim second drop. It was the second drop on the Frozen City one too. So it seems teams are cursed to run out of SRM ammo if they go too light.
Well, I mean, all the more reason to bring some AMS. If you could take some of those missiles out of the air, and every team seems to be at least bringing something in terms of missiles. Maybe something like a Nova or Crab with double AMS could really work wonders here.
Yes, especially if one team brings... Yeah, the AMS, having one AMS mech might be crucial. One thing we have seen, but most teams do is like an ATM boat. Because of the way the ground over near Kappa is shaped, if they can especially if they're a Pop-Tart ATM boat, they can get some really serious damage into a mech at 300 meters. It's clinched many matches for this week. Both teams are now ready. We ready to go?
Yep, let's launch it. LRM 110. No man, we don't need any of that here. Or at least I hope they get punished if they do bring it. As long as the learn boat dies, you can have a learn boat. Yeah, we'll get into the matches here. Let's get a quick look at the teams. I've always loved the formations here. They're all nice and purple. It feels very alien.
Oh yeah, the bismuth.
The fun bismuth square crystals. As you can see, Kappa's got a lot of cover, and the cap point is really open, if just in a little bit of a crater.
Let's see, we have over here 228. 228, they brought a linebacker, Vulcan, Huntsman Packet, Assassin 23, and Crab 27. Comstar brought a Vulcan 3, a Vapor Eagle 3, a Summoner Prime, a Crab 27B, an Uziel 6P, and a Stormcrow Prime. Curious what builds they got on those.
So the Crab does have AMS. My buttons aren't working here. Got the Uziel with MPLs. The Summoner's got PPCs, and Veagle has ATMs. So all fairly standard, except this very slow Stormcrow has got laser boats.
228 also brought ATMs. They brought ATMs and streaks on the packet. I believe it's four ATM 3s and then 4 streak 6s. That's interesting.
Well,
let's see if it works out for them.
They've gone a little light to make sure they secure the cap and force Comstar to act. So let's see. Oh, no, they're...
Oh, no, the linebacker's about to charge right into him? Oh, no, okay.
That's a poor decision, my friend. Oh, he just wanted to get the UAV up, which is going to be very quickly taken down by the Summoner.
Yeah, there's no mechs in range. They should have had like the Vulcan dude up there. Then they could have got the Vapor Eagle 3 spotted. Vapor Eagle's tearing the linebacker actually pretty hard. I don't think they have any mechs with the range to get it. They need to either pull back to where the Crab and stuff is, but it's too late because CSPS is getting ready to do a hard push into the linebacker side first. Oh,
they're going to get collapsed on from behind. I don't think they can do this. Not unless the Vapor Eagle can hold off all 3 of the mechs coming around the corner. They're going to have back shots on the Summoner. They're pushing and they're falling back, but they're about to get surrounded in this pit. I don't think this is really going to go well for them. They're doubling back. Strikes going down.
Yeah, they're doubling back to save the Vapor Eagle, but it's probably too late for the Vapor Eagle. They should probably keep pushing the linebacker and the Huntsman first. They completely stopped their momentum to bring it back. Yeah, Vapor Eagle's still down anyways, but they got the Assassin with leg shots. That Crab is tearing into the Stormcrow.
Yeah, 228 responded to this very well, but they've been split up. The Huntsman's not been in this fight this entire time. The linebacker's been pinned behind the rocks. The Crab's about to go down without
there goes
support.
The Crab. This was a 5v3 this whole time, and it's still 5v3.
Well, 4v3. The Veagle is dead, yes. But
that's true. Uziel, it looks like he's about to go down. He just ate a huge strike from that Huntsman.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to how long this linebacker can last as they kill off the
there he
Uziel.
goes, his leg. And linebacker's other leg's about to go, and there it goes.
All told, the HP is fairly even, but the mech choices are no longer. It's 2v1s at this point. Summoner fighting a packet, and we've got the Stormcrow trying to defend itself against a Vulcan. I don't think that's going to work out too well for him as he falls. Is that Vulcan open in any legs? Both legs at the moment. Yeah, he's got to fall to the crab before he makes it back over here to harass the Summoner. How is the packet doing? Is he open anywhere? He's already lost a leg.
Packets, yep, there goes the other one. There goes the Vulcan's leg, and there goes the other one. Wow. GG's Comstar. Holding on. It looked like they had a bad push there, but 228, they only sent in 3 mechs at a time to fight them. Well, so 5...
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, it was 5v3, then they lost the Vapor Eagle, but still, 228 had 2 mechs that were not in the fight until near the end. Other than that, I mean, it was pretty close.
Yeah, we'll get the stats here in a second, but the biggest thing is going to be that counter push. They doubled back, and as that packet had been falling back, trying to keep everybody in ATM range, he fell back so far when they turned around, it took him probably 20 seconds to get into the fight. And, you know, St. Paul is committing war crimes, desecrating his own friend's corpse, I will say. He's not desecrating enemy corpses. I don't know if that makes it worse or better. Just look at all the UAVs up here.
It's not a war crime unless you do it to an enemy combatant.
You can't see them on the screen. They're on the mini-map.
I am looking at the mini-map, and there is like half a dozen UAVs up.
Information's king, especially in a brawl. Nobody's got time to shoot them down. I mean, having perfect eyes, but I don't know. How do you think 228 could have played that differently and ended up winning that fight?
Instead of the packet backing off, if the linebacker packet pushed in, they had them surrounded in a semicircle. They just could have jumped on them from all. Linebacker packet could have really pressured them, especially when they turned back around to help the Vapor Eagle. But as you said, the packet just backed off into Zimbabwe. Linebacker ran for the cap instead of just charging into the fight. That delay is what cost them this drop for sure, because they had CSPS for a moment in a kill box, and they gave it up.
I don't know. It's with as light of a drop as 228 had played, with a linebacker in particular, a Vulcan in particular, plus the assassin. I feel like they needed to use their mobility to keep them at range. I do appreciate the fact that they went after the Veagle, got him down, took out the ATMs, the biggest threat of damage on this team. But I don't think it was worth it, all told, because if they had used all of their mobility and kept that fight at range and going on, they could have dragged most of CSPS out of position. I don't know if that would have worked, but it would have been not standing and fighting. Probably would have been the better play considering how much mobility they had. If they had kept running past the Huntsman and re-engaged with the rest of their team, might have stood a chance.
As strange as the Huntsman build was, it carried hard, almost 500 damage.
Well, it's again, a nice build because you've got the streak, so you can't ever be underrun on your ATMs. But I'm sure there was some more crimes committed. Certainly against corpses, if nothing else. But let's go take a look at stats here. No, it's still a very clean game. Not even double-digit team damage on anybody. So, bravo.
I am outraged that there wasn't enough war crimes. More war crimes, please.
Oh. Why don't you run them through the stats while I get all this info put in here?
I do not have the stats on, unfortunately.
Oh. Our biggest winners for damage-wise was certainly that Huntsman. I mean, streaks and ATMs, fine combination. But the lack of damage coming out of the Assassin and the linebacker, both lighter choices for the weight class, I think really, really hurt them. Because you see over on CSPS's side, the Summoner did twice as much damage I mean, it was PPCs, it was there to Pop-Tart, but when you're getting double damage on your heaviest mech of the drop, I really feel like that could have made the difference. We'll see. We'll see going forward. 228's favored their mobility, CSPS has favored their tonnage, and it's been a split match so far. I believe they're even on points, but we're going to have to see. Level, you need to get rid of your push-to-talk noise in Discord. Apparently Twitch chat is very upset with this.
1 second.
All right. I'll run them through the map strat while you get the lobby all
There we go.
squared away. So for the third drop, Epsilon's the cap point, and I think Team 1 does have an advantage on this. You've got this entire box here. You've got a lot of cover, and you can fight the range war with them. You could also set up in the back over here. And from the island, if you're going to really contest it, you've got to fight through the valley up here and across the water on the right-hand side. But mountains don't offer nearly as good of cover as the buildings do. We've seen a couple people push across and try and set up over in Delta 4, it seems, as a way to counteract that. I've seen some MRMs, I've seen ATMs. It's been a closer ranged fight than a lot of other Crimson Straights have gone. I don't know. Do you favor the long range engagement or the short range one?
For this one personally, I favor the short range one. Like Team 2, they got island, and if you want to do a range strat, get Epsies, and then make the enemy have to go out of position to take it back, or just hold and win the cap. You need a super fast mech, and if the enemy takes like a Virago, if Virago can get up into E3 and get Overwatch over Epsilon before even the fastest heavy with Mask in the game can reach Epsilon from the Bravo Team 1 spot. With that said, both teams could actually push into each other. If Team 2 does a push, they'd have to push like up here at Team 1. They can go this way, or they go through tunnel and stuff. But most of the time, we see for Team 2 side a couple mechs coming out here and stuff like. And then, but yeah, usually Team 2 is going to hold because the island is a power position. If you're ranged for Team 1, where you put the blue box is probably one of the best places they can go. But I've also seen them sneak a guy over here just to get that crossfire in. You can get like a summoner or something fast with PPCs to get up here. If you can do that without it getting spotted, it can rain a lot of heck down on the end. There's a dozen ways to play this map. Some people say Team 2 has the map advantage. Some people think Team 1 does.
I think it's the most balanced version of this map in competitive we've seen, which is a lot to say. I mean, they've tried 3-cap, they've tried domination, they've never managed to break the power of the island. And while island can deny Epsilon's cap, they can't get over there and do it first. And so I really like the way this is all played out. I look forward to seeing at least the 1-cap format a lot more. How are we looking on the team side? Are we locked yet?
We have Team 1 is locked. Team 2 is there you are now locked too. We are ready to go.
All right, let's pan back over.
The time of day.
And once again, 228 going with a lighter drop. They're 20 tons under what CSPS brought. So they're sticking with the guns of mobility. And I mean, playing to the strengths. CSPS is going brawl. They're using a lot of teamwork, focus fire. And 228's trying to set up firing lines and envelop them. We're going to see how it works on this one.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely curious. But I have noticed CSPS in this this matchup at least. They've been taking more of the more armor and more weight. See if that translates to the win at the end of this series of matches or series of drops.
Well, let's go over and take a look at the Epsilon cap here. But you can see all the high ground, the mountain, the buildings, all set up for perfect defense at this cap point.
Oh. So, for Comstar, we have a Summoner Prime, Annihilator 1P, Rifleman 2C, Night Gear H, and a Hellbringer Virago. They brought all the range they could, and I would bet they are going to go and hold the island and dare 228 to knock them off of it. 228 brought a Linebacker C, probably try to take the cap early, Grasshopper 5P, Warhawk Prime, a Hellbringer Prime, and a Summoner M. It looks like they're going hard range too, and they got a linebacker to try to get the cap early. Question is, can that linebacker get the cap early?
That linebacker's got two heavy, large lasers, so they're expecting something a lot more close range.
Yeah,
where's the Grasshopper? He got left behind.
Yeah, he got left behind a little. CSPS has two mechs going towards the overpass. Just like I said, the Virago already has Overwatch over Epsilon. If that linebacker even tries for it, he's going to eat a face full of laser. CSPS also is taking two mechs out in the water, the Rifleman 2C and the Nihilator 1P. They're going to have long range Overwatch. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to make sure 2-8 can't take that cap.
And just like you said, St. Pauli and the Summoner Prime, PPCs, he's making sure they don't get that crossfire. Oh no, he's double Ultra 10s. So.
Oh.
Both sides have one close range mech, but they are both set up for these long range trades.
Night Gear is Gauss and lasers, so yeah, him and the Summoner might be going in for a mid range. Gauss and PPC? Oh. That's a hot build.
Don't go steep. You blow it up.
Yeah. The 228's positioning on this mountainside is interesting. They have the Summoner up with its high weapon profiles. That could actually be a huge benefit. Hellbringer is moving into... Oh, looks like he was going to reposition, but Nate caught him off guard. He has to back off that corner now because Nate has Overwatch. Lower City on Epsilon side.
Yeah, they could pinch off these two mechs before they get support. That Hellbringer is denied the cap, but he certainly paid for it at 70%. The linebacker is paid for trying, down at 69%. Nice. But we're going to see how this develops. St. Pauli, you don't want to fight there. I really don't think. With the low ground versus cover, we'll see how it goes. Korean Jesus doing a really good job trading with the island. Once again, putting more hurt on the Ghost, but at that range, I can't imagine those ER larges are doing much for either side. The real fight is going to be trying to dig out this Summoner as this goes forward.
Looks like Ghost ate a couple strikes, but his armor is actually still doing pretty good. His structure's a little weak, so if he loses his armor, he's going to die really fast. But he's missing an arm and his other arm's gone, so he's actually doing better off than his health suggests. The Virago's over 1k optimal range is definitely helping him. Because he's eating a lot of hits himself. They're just doing less damage than he can output.
It looks like 228's making a power play. They're trying to get this cap and force something from CSPS, but they are certainly paying for it with the strikes and ER large coming in. Korean Jesus finally having to back off, trying to get the linebacker out of there, I'm assuming.
Night Gear, I'm not sure what was happening. It looked like he was going to reposition with the Summoner, but he's back to his old trade spot he was at trying to get shots on that linebacker. It looks like linebacker is actually doing its job, holding St. Pauli and the Night Gear from being able to do anything to make a play against the rest of 228's team.
He's torn up quite a bit. He's lost both of his arms already.
Yeah, it looks like the linebacker is now pulling back towards the cap. Looks like he might try to make another play on the cap here in a moment.
Oh, that's the wrong button. Go for a little dip. I don't know. These numbers for 228 are getting a little scary. I think CSPS has been able to out-trade them and get a health advantage that's going to start telling as a few of these mechs start falling. That linebacker has been very, very ineffective this match so far.
Yeah, definitely. If CSPS can keep them in this trading war for a few more minutes, they're just gonna win on. People are gonna start dropping here in a couple minutes.
Well, the problem is Korean Jesus is trying to hold the Summoner in place and keep the Night Gear from flanking everybody, but committing a full mech to that. I mean, he's not had all that many opportunities for shots that are in his range. Nightjar starts moving up. He's got Gauss shots, and the linebacker's about to fall and might take the Warhawk with him if he's not careful. They're trying to cover him as best they can, but I think it's a lost cause at this point.
I think you're right on that. It looks like if 228 could have pushed that summoner and the Nightgear when they first knew they were up there alone, and took a kill lead, because they seem to have the speed with their mechs. This might have played out different, but yeah, at this rate, CSPS just has to just keep playing the game that they're playing, holding the range, and out-trading the enemy every time they poke. Especially when someone tries to poke this Rifleman 2C or the Annie. They're both coordinating really well.
He's going in hard. I don't think he knows there's 4 people there. 228's ready for the counter push. They're going to be pushing into the long-range sight lines as they come around these buildings. I don't think they've got the health for this, to be honest. They're probably going to get these 2 kills, but no more.
Yeah, they don't have the health for it. At this point, their best bet is probably try to go for the Poly and Nate kill.
And bear in mind,
Nate is now going for the cap.
Yeah.
Nate's going for the cap with the Nightgear.
He's leaving Poly alone, who has taken an absolute battering. He's opened 1 torso, but he's still going for those kills, still trying to get the Summoner, the Warhawk, both down. I guess he's better on percent, but it certainly doesn't feel that way as he loses one of his torsos. He's down to 1 UAC 10. He's 200 meters from 3 mechs, and he's still going in without the support of his team. He's taken every fight he can.
There he goes. There he goes. That Hellbringer Prime is 1 touch in both side torso. He's about to go down. Once he pokes again, he's going down.
Well, they've got Epsilon, and Comstar is going to make 228 come out. Korean Jesus has flight across here. He's got back shots, and he could take the island away if they kill Ghost. He may save this game. He may be Korean Jesus if he kills this Hellbringer right here.
He stopped, I think, too long to try to trade with the ones on the cap. He probably should have just went for the stealth kill on Ghost Paladin, took Ghost Paladin's position, and then went for the backs. The enemy now knows where he's at because he shot at them first, and now they're facing towards him. It seems like they're semi-ignoring that summoner over there. Jesus pushes the Virago off of his perch. The Virago down to 24% HP.
He's dodging shots from this Warhawk every way he can, but Ghost, you're not getting out of there. It's just a matter of how much damage he can inflict and how much damage his team can inflict to make sure Korean Jesus can't come around this corner and back him up. 1 final strike lands. I think that's going to be it for everybody. I'd be surprised if anybody has anything left. This Warhawk's getting pushed on, and
there goes Paladin. The Warhawk Prime is trading with his Nightgear. I think the Nightgear is about to win this. Warhawk just got massive shots into him. This actually might be a little closer than we originally thought. The Annihilator and Rifleman's still holding together, but now they have to contend with that Warhawk on the side. The Rifleman's going for that Warhawk to help to get Nate out of that tricky situation.
Well, he's got the Summoner. He's got the Summoner backing him up.
And he got it.
So Korean Jesus finally goes down, concentrated fire of the Annie and the Rifleman, but they weren't able to back up the Nightjar, and it's cost them. This is really close.
Oh, this is CSPS just won on caps.
Oh, yes, they did.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want at this point. Yeah, but this was a lot closer match than it looked like it was going to be earlier. But there it goes. Even if they all died, they would have won on caps. Well done, CSPS. That was a really good range trading strat they did.
Still, Korean Jesus made that really close with that flank. Nobody saw him coming. He got a kill. He was able to force Ghost into the water, where he got killed by the Warhawk. But you could 228 Archons. That Warhawk, damn, 900 damage.
Yeah.
Shit. But as you can really see, that linebacker it was a poor call. I don't know why they brought it. I don't know what they were hoping to get out of it, but it did not work out. They spent the first 5 minutes of that game defending him, and he did not reward it. Let's take a look at the stats overall. So 228 had top damage and second top damage, but they could not carry one last bite. Really even numbers out of CSPS. Only one real standout. I mean, 200 damage top to bottom between the other four.
Let's be honest. Paulie did a hell of a job with just a summoner against 3 mechs in that corner.
He was going to take that fight.
How he survived so long is baffling, but that was, I don't know what his damage was, but that might have saved his team. Him holding off 3 mechs solo for quite a few minutes.
As we stand, CSPS has 25 points to Wuhan Watch's 20. As we keep going over into our next map here, we've got round 4 in Solaris City. This is all about making your enemy push your choke points. And if you can... A decent setup here is really hard to break unless you split them up. We've seen a number of different lights. You can take a Flea, you can take a Commando, try and get Theta capped really early. Or you can take a Wolfhound to be a threat to those assaults in the late game. A lot of different builds, a lot of DACA being played here, not a lot of Laser Vomit. A couple people have brought Heavy Gauss. That's been interesting. Specifically, a fire starter with Heavy Gauss in the previous match. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one?
For Solaris, it's 4 assaults, 1 life. It's a one team. Either both teams will go hard brawl, or one team's going to try something with a more mid-range DACA and try to wear on the enemy team, pushing like across Theta or something. So I honestly I don't know where each team's going to land on this one. They might end up being more comfortable with things like Mad Cats and Bloodass, but we'll definitely see probably Annihilator on each team, probably a Cyclops on each team, maybe even a Mad Cat on each team. Bloodass, I'm not sure. But the light, how they play the lights will be super crucial. Are they going to play the light defensively, where he fights in the line and provides UAV overwatch for the enemy light, and then only breaks off from the fight to keep the enemy light off his mechs? Or are they going to play a backstab game and go in to, try to stab the enemy mech's backs instead of playing defensively? So the light actually may end up being key. It's been key in quite a few drops so far this week.
Another thing that's been key is trying to decide how many mechs you're going to play up top. I mean, with assaults, you can't really put the jump jet tonnage in to make sure you can get up there. So once you're up there, you're committed, and once you're down, you're down. But we had several Annihilators do 1,100, 1,200 damage from up there. We've seen a number of different Mad Cats do more or less the same thing. I really feel like that top mech is designed to break pushes. And depending on where you set up, could be very, very crucial, especially if you've got Overwatch into Theta.
Yeah, if you're going to do the Overwatch, and put someone up top, you definitely want to hold at one of the choke points over in Theta, whether you're team 2 or team 1. If you're hard brawl, either you're going to push into them probably around the side, or you'll probably hold it at one of the cross points where the ramps come down to meet. Because if you're brawling, your team, the enemy is at mid range, it's probably better to hold there. But yeah, definitely if you have an Overwatch mech like a Mad Cat or something, or like you said, people like AC5 Annies have been being put up top. Mad Cat's probably stronger though with his arm mounts, because even if the enemy team pushes underneath him, he can still shoot straight down at him.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here while we wait for Team 2 to get locked. We've talked a lot about DACA on this map. Do you want the LBXs or do you want the Ultras if you can only have one?
If I can only have one, To be honest, I probably would prefer the DACA for the pinpoint.
Okay, well, I think controversial opinion time. Quad LBX10s is the easiest mech build to play in this game. Over lerms, over anything. It's mouse 1, stop your robots, go forward, kill everything in front of you. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate and Twitch chat for that, but there's no heat to worry about. There's usually no ammo to worry about. Just WM1 straight to victory. So I'd take the LBXs, and we've seen this play out a couple different ways. Looks like Team 2 is about to get locked here. They are exactly even on tonnages, so 228 is at least reacting to the fact that they've been under ton for a number of these fights. But we'll get in the match and see what we got. 228's also been rotating their roster out a lot more, I feel like, than CSPS has.
I've noticed the same. I think about 2 pilots every drop has swapped out. I wonder if it's because they have specialists or if, scheduling issues where someone can only drop a couple drops.
I guess the question is the team cohesion loss worth it for the better practice you get with only having to make sure you know 1 or 2 mechs a drop, or for the match?
For individual, usually it's always good to have a starter team, and then have backup pilots from there.
Oh no! No! All right, we need to redrop this. I've crashed.
Uh-oh.
Son of a bitch! I knew it was coming. It always happens. This is frustrating. Okay. Tell him to hold. We'll redrop this. Yes, I know fatal error. Go away. Oh, this hasn't worked. I'm sorry about this, guys. It was running stably earlier, if that means anything.
You should be able to reconnect to the lobby, right?
I'm going to need a re-invite.
Okay.
I've apparently
they started suiciding. Well, they're starting to suicide, so it's too late now. One of them wanted to just wait on you to rejoin.
No, this is going to take a second.
All right. Yeah, they're killing themselves now.
The crashes from spectator mode, if you do not know, are harder locks than the regular ones because BGI doesn't have a crash program implemented properly, and I can't tab out of anything.
All right. I'll let them know. Stay in their mechs and relock once.
Yeah, they should already be locked. Nobody saw anything, so this is just like a regular redrop. And I'm signing back in now. Sorry, Twitch chat. Shit happens.
You have the 2 newest members of the casting team. Casting actually a pretty big ticket match, so.
Hey, if we didn't do it, nobody would be casting this, and we would not have seen that glorious match. And I feel like that's a shame.
That's true. That's very true. All right, we're just waiting on. Someone stepped out of bounds. Just wait for that timer. There it goes.
All right.
Everyone's rejoining the lobby. I'll resend you the invite.
Perfect. We'll get right back into it. Hopefully, keep this disruption as minimal as possible. Nobody look at how poor I am. I'm sorry. My poor, pathetic 21 million C-bills that are all about to be spent in the store. All right. Just waiting on that lobby invite.
Yeah, it's coming right now. You should see it.
Perfect.
Once everyone's re-readied, we will go. I'm waiting on just 2 pilots, just 1 pilot now. And we're launching.
Maybe my MechWarrior client has corona. This is its way of protesting.
That's funny.
All right, let's try this again. There we go. The spinning circle does not kill itself. Yeah, there's always a crash. It's either a player or a caster, maybe a ref, but there's always one. There we go. Frames rates have settled. I've always enjoyed looking at all the weird advertisements. The freaky Atlas head that's up here, skyline. For as much hate as this gets from a pug standpoint and how much they hate all the tight corridors, this is a really beautiful map.
So from Comstar, we have a Nightstar 9P. Yeah, Nightstar. We got Direwolf Prime, Annihilator 1A, Piranha 3, and a Cyclops. Sleipnir. On 228 side, we got a Bloodass B, Kodiak, Spirit Bear. Oh, that's so cool. We got a Wolfhound 2, a Sleipnir, and a Madcat 2B. Guaranteed that's a Daka Cat. But it's a Spirit Bear, guys. It's a Spirit Bear.
Spirit Bear with LBX 20s and SRM, so they are expecting some close action here. Let's see. Go over real quick.
Thank God it's the Brawl Spirit Bear. If they put LRMs or ATMs on that thing, I would demand his team to team. But I'm curious to see if that performs. If that performs, that'd be awesome. I think that mech's been DOA for a long time.
Nightstar is Ultra 10s, Ultra 20s, so... Alright, let's get to the light fight. A Piranha cannot hold up to a Wolfhound.
Yeah, he's trying, and he's eating a lot of damage for it.
I mean, he's sliver capped. That's not going to be enough. Your mechs aren't going to be here in time. I don't know why they brought up the Piranha. More importantly, why they would go to the middle and try and contest the cap with just a Piranha. He took way too much damage trying to do that. But
he is cord CT. He's basically one touch for a Piranha. That is not good.
All right, well, 228 has committed to the high ground, and they are set up to receive any Theta push. So they were 100% confident they were going to win the light fight, cap it, and be able to get set up, ready to receive a push from whatever direction. And it's going to be up to Comstar to try and break this. I'm not sure they can, especially if they don't. Do they know that Spirit Bear is there? Because he got in without any scratches.
He took a pot shot on the Annihilator with his LB20. Right now, the Madcat Bloodass and is that Sleipnir UX?
No, really? That'd be a
Sleipnir is 4 Ultra 5s. Yeah, their strat is the Spirit Bear Alpha anything that comes around that corner, while the rest just trade them. This is definitely a strat I have not seen for this one. Madcat and Bloodass, I think, are going out for a flank. Spirit Bear is still holding right up against that wall, waiting for anything to dare push the center.
The Piranha's about to get grabbed by the Wolfhound. He's gone. They're right on top of each other. Ghost, can you make it out? Okay. Wolfhound's backing off, expecting some backup, but there is no backup to be had. The rest of the team is ready to receive this flank. Ooh.
Madcat just ate a strike. It looks like they are seeing if looks like they think that CSPS might be trying to flank them because they keep poking.
I'm not sure CSPS knows what to do with this because they've got mechs either side of them, and if they know that Spirit Bear is there, they know they're in the middle. They need to pick a flank and crush it.
Both teams brought a type of backstabbing mech. I think it seems like both teams are kind of waiting to see how that light fight. See who gets the advantage. The 4UAC5 Sleipnir is trading with the Annie and the Nightstar a little bit. Direwolf Prime just got shots on the Spirit Bear. Spirit Bear looks like he's getting impatient.
Dom got lit. Dom got lit by the Piranha, and they're going for it. He's going for it. This is going to be the big decider. Whether
and that's unexpected.
They got the sleep deer was able to grab the leg, and the piranha capitalized on it. So they are down the light. They're gonna have to bunker down inside Theta, otherwise that piranha is gonna sneak up on him. And you can see them already starting to move.
I'm starting to notice this Blood-Ass and Madcat 2 have been out of the fight way too. The Sleipnir has been slowly trading with all the CSPS's mechs alone. They should have went on a flank and hit CSPS from the side with the Wolfhound coming in from the other side. Instead, they might have delayed too long. If CSPS pushes them now before it's too late with caps, this is starting to look more and more in their favor.
Yep, Cyclops are battling it out now. Ghost Paladin's going to probably sneak in for the backstab. Oh no, the Mad Cat. Oh no, the Mad Cat. 79. Oh, this Blood Asp. He's already lost all the UX. Oh, that is sad to say.
That's not good.
228 is getting picked apart this match, and Cyclops
and there,
about
the
to go
Spirit
down
Bear
without any
gets
support.
in the fight. Spirit Bear is going after the Sleipnir. Piranha just slaughtered that other Sleipnir. Kodiak can kill the Piranha one shot.
Alright, come on, Spirit Bear. I believe, yes!
There he goes. There he goes. Spirit Bear with the kill. Come on, go for a second one. Take out the Sleipnir. Does he get it? Oh, he's going to get it.
Alright, 3 on 3. Blood Asp is still useless, and they're just going to
Wait, why are they shooting him? Doesn't he only have one weapon system left? That Mad Cat, they should be taken down. Well, he dies anyways now. But Direwolf is really weak, but they're able to focus him. I wonder if that Spirit Bear can yank that 1A. Can the Mad Cat B get back in time? All right, Spirit Bear is now in front. Spirit Bear just alphaed the one.
The Spirit Bear is the only thing with weapons left. I don't know if he's that good to do a 3-on-1, but he's going to have to win this match. Alright, Kodiak versus Annihilator, the match we've all wanted to see, yet is so bad because Kodiak is so bad.
The Night Star is interfering. Bad Night Star. We wanted to see this. Stop it! And there he goes. The GG's. Oh, they still get the cap. They still have their light. They don't have a light left.
Could they win on points?
Oh my god, I think 228 won on point. We'll see. We'll see. Wait, why do they have 2 on the cap? They should only have 1 on the center cap. Why isn't the other one already making a beeline for like Kappa or Epsilon? Oh no.
We are betting on the speed of this dire whale in order to see who wins this match. And yeah. I mean, you gotta sacrifice a lot of engine for those AC2s. Or no, they're locked engines. Sorry.
Yeah,
brain fart.
It's an Omni.
Alright. Well, Twitch chat, you could probably do the math faster than I can, but I do believe 228 has won this, just with how long CSPS took to respond, really. They set up expecting them to have Theta. They didn't have Theta because they lost the light fight. The Wolfhound was able to decisively beat the Piranha and take the cap. So they set up, they dithered. They got shots on the Mad Cat and Blood Ass that were sitting out on the outside. But they waited for a mistake to be made, and I think Adam Steiner going out in that Cyclops alone certainly hurt them. I mean, he had no backup. The Piranha came and got him. Once the Spirit Bear was there, he'd managed to do enough, but that took the Spirit Bear out of the fight in the middle, where the Blood Asp died and the Mad Cat lost its arms. They didn't have enough weapon systems to hold them back. Don't really... say again?
CSPS might actually take this on caps. Turns out Annihilator 1A was a standard engine Annihilator, so he didn't take the speed decrease. He actually was able to get that third cap a lot faster than I initially took. I think they got this.
Well, still...
by the skin of their teeth, they got this. So close.
Well, CSPS may have won the match, but really I think we all won the match because we got to see a Spirit Bear and Cop. Like, bold decisions, I approve.
Well fought, both sides. Still think if that Bad Cat Blood Ass from 228 either committed to a flank, and then as soon as they engaged, then the Spirit Bear and the Cyclops push forward. I think they could have had a strong pincer movement and ended CSPS, but they delayed way too long, and then after they lost their light, they kind of gave it to CSPS at that point.
Well, we had some really even damage numbers. That Piranha actually did a lot more work than I thought it did. 259 damage. He was more involved in the Wolfhound.
I thought for sure that Piranha was going to be like dead, and that I didn't even think he was going to get out of that initial engagement with the other light.
Turns
Alive.
out you trust the 1v1 pilot with your light mech. Good things happen. So let's take a look at the stats here. Really, really even damage numbers across the board. Looks like Nate took home top damage with that Night Star, that 2 UAC 10, UAC 20 build. Really worked out for him. I mean, tanky mech, he just sat there. 36% didn't lose the torso. Best, I mean, we do get to say the Spirit Bear was at least the best of 228. So, but not a lot of team damage either side. Really sad that 228 only got 2 kills there. I think that's really going to put them in a hole as far as this last match goes in terms of the overall points. But well,
I think so
see.
too. Let's see. It would have been nice if they won that, because then that Spirit Bear would have been legendary. This drop would have been legendary. I mean, I haven't seen a Spirit Bear in comp since I've been playing this game and watching the competitive scene. Like, that was just awesome.
Yeah, as it stands, CSPS is at 35 points, where Wuhan Watch is at 23. So there is at least points to play for in this last match, but certainly not a win, I don't believe. Let's go. Let's actually go over to our last match and map tactics. We get Frozen Colony Classic. So there is some serious range to be had. Both teams are going to be essentially fighting as soon as they start.
Or tunnel strat.
You know what? If they do a tunnel strat, we're going to have to extend this stream for a while, because I'm going to have to be carried to the hospital. I'm not going to shut down OBS.
Let's be real. There'd be nothing better than if they both tried tunnel strats.
Oh god, with a poor visibility, you can't see anything with night or heat vision.
But in a more realistic scenario, both teams are probably going to try to play range. So this could end up being just a long range fest, like over this whole area. Unless one team goes mid range, then the fight will be over this area. Unless both teams go brawl, then it's tunnel strats.
One of the better things I've been able to see is switch colors here. Pushing up a summoner to get Overwatch from this corner, because you have sight lines down into the water. You can cross and fight the assaults that usually hang in the back, and you're totally safe from the PPCs that usually get stacked up by radio tower. But with the long range engagement, I really think that's going to be a key spot, and whether or not you can set up anything to deny the summoner shots down into the low ground and can really control the light fight and the cap point once he gets set up.
True. Sometimes we've seen teams do like a Vulcan and Wolfhound, like little wolf pack. If one of the teams does that, and they catch the other team light off guard, it could be an instant kill, and then we've seen that happen. But yeah, there's gonna be. It'll all depend on what mechs the guys take. Kind of don't want to see a bunch of just ERPPCs and laser. But that's a tried and true method on this map, to be completely honest.
Oh, there's been a lot of ACTs as well. Bunch of dire whales have been brought out. A bunch of riflemen and 2Cs have been brought out, trying to really affect the water game with better firepower and more sustained DPS. Especially if you can get over on the Team 2 side. If you can make it to this island alive. That's the wrong color. If you can make it to this island alive, you've got a crossfire to be sure, but you can also control both these points. Map tactics, be nice. It's really bold, you've got to have a lot of support in your team, either taking fire from up here to deny cross shots or really being able to push off this ridge. But from that position, you can control more or less the entirety of the Team 1 side in a way that none of the other positions on this map that we've got highlighted really can. So maybe give it a... Here, you get an Assault Mech logo, Mr. Spot. But are we locked and ready?
No, Team 1's on their last minute. They're almost about to run out of their timer.
Yeah, 228 has not seemed to be nearly as prepared as CSPS was. As I said, they've put a lot of effort in this week in certain practices. I've seen a lot of ghosts in Dio.
They finally locked. Team 2 is now on the timer, but they look like they're pretty much ready. Looks like we're just waiting for them to ready up. But what you're saying with the assault in that position, yeah, it's a pretty strong position for team. If both teams take long range, question is, how's the fight going to happen around the boat? Usually, I guess they could always go up, like in this area, to do long range. I think we saw it was WKL that they took long range, like they set up way up here, and then slowly rotated to over here, something like. But that was because they were being pushed.
You and your tunnel strats.
Tunnel strats.
Always tunnel strats.
I'm gonna be completely real with you. That was literally a last second decision. We originally we're gonna come this way, push into you guys, like just come around this corner. But it was like I didn't know about the we knew you had 2 mechs here. We didn't know where if we couldn't risk getting eaten. So then, yeah, last second audible. We were literally right here, and then someone said, "All right, let's do a tunnel strat." I was like, "All right, let's go."
Don't let your memes be dreams, my friends. Yeah, we knew it was happening. We just didn't know how to react to it. We stayed there and died. But let's clear some of this off. I don't know. There's not too much to say. I'm really hoping we get this match soon.
Yeah, both teams are definitely been taking their sweet time. Team 2 is already down to their last 3. I guess both teams are taking this last one. They have to be taking it super seriously. Either that or we're being trolled. Oh,
probably.
Are they about to lock?
All right, we got even tonnage here, so I'm expecting 228 to continue to focus on their mobility and trade, and let's see if CSPS decides to keep brawling, or at least pushing. They've been pushing in ranged mechs.
Really? Almost? That's all they have to say to me? This is like worst case scenario, 10 minutes between drops.
Well, we gave them a time limit. They're using it. We can't really be all that mad about it.
All right. They're locked.
There we go.
All right, guys. Show's on the road again. I think CSPS has this game won. But
yes, they cannot lose this match.
Yeah, 228 needs the points super bad. Because where are they at on the leaderboard? They're third. Yeah, if they lose, really, they're going to drop in the leaderboard.
So as you can see, I mean, the start positions, you can fire almost immediately to the other team's spawn. But why don't you tell me what we got going on for mechs over on 228's side?
Virago, we got a Vapor Eagle 1. We got a Wolfhound 2, a Mad Cat -1, and Annihilator 1E. That's a lot of range. And then on Comstar side, we got the Sleipnir, the Uziel, MPL Uziel, Wolfhound 2, Summoner Pride, that's definitely going to be PPCs, and Annihilator 2A. Probably AC2 spam.
Yep, AC2 is on the Annihilator. Biggest surprise is the UAC 10, UAC 5 build on their Sleipnir. They're bringing that out again, so they're not going for any sort of super long range with him at the very least.
It looks like they're expecting the fight to start at long range, but they expect it to most of the fight to happen at mid range with the way the deck looks. Pauly getting a couple shots off. He's eaten a couple shots too, but nothing to write home about.
That Mad Cat Mark 1 is 2 Gauss rifle, 3 PPCs.
Oh, that's a hot build. That's also a very powerful build if you stand still long enough for him to hit you with all of it in the same spot.
Well, he's about to get struck, so...
Uzium Wolfhound, I thought we're about to do a tunnel thing, but they're just kind of camping back here with Overwatch over... Oh, Overwatch over Cap. They're waiting for the light to make a play for the Cap, and they're going to die.
Well, Cobstar is pushing across the water with 3 mechs, so they're going to enforce that close range and try and make 228 really uncomfortable here, which they're all in the open. I mean, you've got decent cover to fight this from the boat, but they've got control of the Cap from here. So it's going to be really hard for this Wolfhound 2 to make any sort of plays.
That's true, but if 228 realizes that these 3 backs are way away from the other 2, that's going to be a big problem. But it looks like the Uziel and Wolfhound are... Oh, wait, are they making a play for Kappa? Oh, no, scaring off the enemy Wolfhound.
A lot of trades going down. They're committed to these UACs, and without getting too much closer, I mean, they're in range now, but they're still trading.
Oh, Pauly takes a massive hit, down to 78% already. Looks like CSPS's strat is to take the enemy light mech first before they actually push in to the enemy. But it's taking too long to kill that light mech, and they're not in a really good position right here.
The simple fact that they were able to get full cap on Kappa and Ghost Paladin still at 100% says a lot about how bad they pushed 228 off their game plan. They had nothing watching the Cap, and they have nothing to retake the Cap, especially with those 3 mechs at boat. I don't know what they're going to do here. I mean, yeah, you can win the trade fight, but you're going to lose on the Cap. It's going to take 5 minutes to kill all these mechs. I mean, I think 228's kind of all but conceded this match already. They're just playing for fun, which, hey, I mean, it is what it is, but I don't see them getting aggressive enough to retake that Cap. I mean, this Wolfhound 2 is about to try it, but, I mean, he's completely open to shots from the water. Nate in this Uziel hasn't gotten really engaged. I guess he's been waiting on the Wolfhound to try anything. I don't know if he's been spotted, especially considering how close that Wolfhound's pushing to him. He's getting backup from the PPC Mad Cat, but that's not really going to be enough.
That Mad Cat's about to have Overwatch, and CSPS's heavier mechs are about to lose all their cover because Pauly is almost dead, and that Mad Cat just laid into the side of the Sleipnir.
Yeah, they're trying to get him in a good position to try and break this up a little bit. St. Pauly is continuing to take every fight he can see. No patience, no chill, all fight all the time. Dio is playing it a little more cautiously in this Annie, but I guess 228's starting to rotate a little bit. They're using the Vapor Eagle and the Hellbringer with their super long range to try to keep him engaged and interested. Oh, they rotate around to the right of the Cap. Big Strike goes out. I'm not sure how much damage. None. That did no damage to either of these mechs.
And a whiff.
They're desperately trying to break them out of this position, but I don't know if they're going to be able to. St. Pauly, man, you need some chill. Just a little bit, man. Again, more shots going down on the Mad Cat. He's taken a fair bit of damage, considering he's the only one up here trading with 3 mechs. But those 3 mechs all have UACs, with the exception of the Annihilator with the AC2s. So he's not too bad.
228 only has a couple minute window left to be able to kill the enemy mechs and then take the Caps too.
Yeah, I didn't.
So it looks like they're starting to get a little more aggressive. I see they're still poking them from the side, but this Vapor Eagle is actually quite close.
Oh, time is
Mad
against him.
Cat.
Is he going for it? Nope. He's backing off, and so do the lights. They've got to kill this Mad Cat here. This is going to be the match of whether or not they can kill the Mad Cat while he's still in the open. Or at least take out some of his weapons. 3 PPCs in the torsos. Up, the Veagle's going in.
Is he going to try to get at the summoner, or is he going to try to hit the Cyclops? No, he just goes for the Annie. Oh, now you just get
the healthiest target.
I
I don't think that was a right decision there, buddy. And he's pinned here. He can't get away, and St. Pauli is coming. St. Pauli is going to take the fight once again as these range trades go out. There goes the sleep here with the AC Ultra ACs, but it's going to be a hard-fought victory considering how much damage the Wolfhound took. I don't know if 228's really got the HP to be doing this. They're trying, but I don't think this is going to work.
They're running out of time. They have to drop the rest of CSPS now, or risk the losing no matter what. Ghost Paladin took down the Wolfhound, finished him off finally. The Virago and the Annie are super beat up now. Mad Cat's still doing its trading.
Pauli.
Yeah, Pauli 33% HP.
Charging,
and he finally dies.
All right, he's my hero. He's my hero of the match. We gotta award something. All right, I really like these 2 lights to get aggressive on the Mad Cat. They know where all these enemy mechs are, and while they're taking fire from the Annihilator and trying to get him down, yeah, there's the jump. And I think this is gonna buy them all the rest of the time they need. That Annihilator is not gonna die quickly. Come on,
yeah,
die.
with their light gone, this match of CSPS is this drop. There's no way they can get enough caps.
Well, both these mechs are long range. They can't fight the light fights anymore. As you see the Wolfhound come in, clean them up. So they got aggressive on the boat. They knew where they were vulnerable, so they stationed their 2 lights ready to attack anything that came through the choke point here. I mean, having a full cap on Kappa is a huge luxury on this map, and I think it really decided a lot of things going forward. But 228 couldn't push, and they had to. That is the defining moment of this game.
Mad Cat 2-1 was able to plow 632 damage. The Annihilator 754. This is the top 2, but even as damaged and messed up as he was, still pulled 538 out, which is insane. Well done, Pauli.
Pauli is my hero. But I mean, to be fair, I think the Cyclops was a fairly poor choice, especially for what they were trying to do. They already had UX with the Summoner. I don't think it would have hurt them to bring a different 90-tonner and get some better long range out of it, especially considering how this developed. I mean, props to the Mad Cat Mark II. He fought them 1v3 for better part of 3-4 minutes with those PPC Gauss rivals. Top damage on his team. He did what he could.
Yeah.
Another thing to consider is Nate bringing the Uzi, even though he didn't do too terribly much damage, really took Dom out of the fight. And his Wolfhound too. He only did 92 damage.
Yeah, like I was saying, they went with the whole Wolfpack idea where you have the medium and the light try to gang up on the enemy light to pull him out of the match. It's pretty strong, especially if you're doing like a cap strat. Or at least have a cap strat idea as like a backup in case your like firing line falls apart. But I don't think the boat was the best choice to put their mechs. They could probably, with the ranges that they had, they could have covered. They probably covered Kappa a lot better from a different position, since the enemy was just holding back as far range as possible. Once they had that cap, they just had to like, just shoot the enemy back enough to keep them from getting aggressive. So
let's take a look at where we ended up here as far as this goes. CSPS ended up, they won 45 points. 228 got 26. And 45 points will put them in second place. They beat them by enough to overtake the Majestic 12. So CSPS, solid game, solid matches, first place in Div B. They've really earned it.
We doing interviews with the guys?
Yeah, why don't we drag them in here?
We got Nate from CSPS already. Let me get a hold of one last bite.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Good to see you both in here. Well, Ghost, solid win. Your first place in your division. Any particular standout moments for you?
You are now.
That's kind of
you guys. One last bite's finally here. If you want to drag him down.
Sorry, I didn't know you could be here. We haven't been streamed the past 2 weeks. So I know the procedure.
Nate's the
that
team
was. It sucks for the loss, but like really good fight. All the matches they were actually a lot closer than I thought they were going to be. Nate, like on Frozen, I gotta ask, was your plan always to push the boat? Because that seemed like a overly risky place to
on
park,
Forest.
Yeah.
Oh, the last match. Well, we didn't really have a plan. I mean, we had scrimmed it a bunch, and we were just clueless about the map in a lot of ways. And so, the idea was to push up and jam the other team into like a shorter map, so we could work outward from there. We were actually going to push that Cyclops around the boat, but it never had to come to that. And by the time we would have pushed, we had the cap win, and they had to push into us. So it was kind of like a, we just had to play it as we went kind of thing.
Paulie, oh my god, the amount of aggression he threw out there was awe-inspiring. Because how he survived as long as he did and be as aggressive as he was at 30% HP, still racking up probably a couple hundred damage, even when he was just getting into those backs. That was actually
put Paulie
really
into
good.
summoner, and that's what's going to happen.
For you guys, 228, what was the initial strategy there? Was it just to form a long fire line?
Shrug. we kind of cobbled that deck together, like in between the matches. So, I both on Forest and Crimson I both dislike because it turns into a rock paper scissors. Except on Crimson, it's the inland team has no way to honestly the 1v1 kind of just answered the Crimson match for me because it's way harder to win from inland on that map. Like in both cases, you're kind of just guessing what the other team's gonna do. Because on Forest, if the team just rushes at you with DACA and you take like AC2s, you can put them down. But if you take all long range, is what we had, then you just run into a scenario like that where either you can't deal the damage to put them down, or they push up far enough because you back off, and then now you gave up ground and they can just camp it out. So yeah, our biggest fear was that they would just take. We didn't want to have the really sad death where the other team takes like a mixture of DACA and long range and just sits back, and then you just run into your doom. So we opted to take like a range deck and just say we'll try to sit back and not just fall over immediately. And that turned into us just basically like Nate said, it played out that way where we had to make something to push up to push out those guys behind the boat. We were saying we probably shifted more people inland, like the Vapor Eagle and the Hellbringer probably, and just gotten side angles like where I was in the Mad Cat. Because I want to say I was winning 100% of the trades, but it was at least going better, and we were progressing the match. So yeah, it was a tough spot though with just the deck that we had and how that lined up.
Well, you were equal damage fighting 1v3, so very impressive. I'd really like to go back to that Grim PLEXUS drop when CSPS really made that aggressive push. You were trying to collapse on them, but that turnaround really threw you for a loop and put Korean Jesus really out of position. Were you expecting them all the way to push and really commit? Because you didn't have your forces clustered enough to respond.
There was basically a disconnect there. Like when they pushed up, where I was like, oh yeah, guys, go get the Veagle. Like he's just gonna be behind. And then we had two disconnects. One was we weren't sure if we wanted to pull off like once we killed the Veagle, because we had faster mechs in that drop at the expense of having more tankiness. Or if we wanted to just stay in and like go on guys. And so that got our first guy killed because we weren't sure what we were going to do. And then yeah, when they turned around, I saw it in the linebacker, so I kept pushing up. But Mikado and the Huntsman thought they were still coming, so he kept running, and that like cost us a lot just not having his armor or firepower in the fight. And he couldn't be on the things like the crab that he I think really needed to be on, like the softer things. I mean, not that anything in that deck really was softer than the rest, but yeah.
Gotcha. One final question, or at least I have one final question for Ghost and Nate. How well did that Solaris City match go to plan? I know you brought the Piranha, which was a bold take. They ended up fully capping Theta. Thoughts?
We banked on the fact that they wouldn't be happy just having Theta, but had been putting a lot of thought into that match in particular, because like we're pretty new to the comp thing, so a lot of these maps, especially like Forest Calling, is totally new to us. So we had worked it a lot, and we just decided on really, really tanky mechs, and it ended up playing out in our favor just enough. You kind of take tank over firepower. They took speed and firepower over tankiness, and we were able to kind of close in. And really, the turning point was when Ghost killed the Wolfhound, and we knew we had map control effectively. We knew where all of their mechs were, and we were able to kind of cascade them, push 2v1 on the left, and then kind of cascade in just with our armor.
Yeah, you did outton them through most of these drops, or at least were even tonnage.
Yeah, we learned our lesson from week 1, because we were still in the old mindset of let's take Assassins and Vulcans because they're good mechs, because you had tonnage caps and they were the best mechs for that tonnage. But we learned, because when we were fighting SA, we were like 30, 40 tons under the whole time, and we were just fighting an uphill.
Well,
yeah, there's definitely times where tonnage can be super important, especially when like the max tonnage is like 300. If you go 30 tons light, that's 10% less tonnage than your opponents might have.
Right. And we were watching the tonnage in the drops too. We're like, oh, they're even tonnage with this match, and they're 30 tons under here. Okay, it's kind of guess what mechs they have based on the tonnage even.
Well, that's all my questions. You have any more, Level?
No, but I do want to say that well fought, both teams. That was good. Congrats CSPS for taking over first. Now, someone probably next week will be trying to steal your position again. Can't wait to see your guys' drops next week.
Thanks for casting.
It's no problem.
We're both new to this, but we're trying to get more games cast, more content, and honestly, these are really fun to do, and it's really fun to watch. So, thank you.
I think you did a great job, so thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right, one final thing for Twitch chat. We're both fairly new to this. We'll admit that. So, what could we be doing better going forward? We tried a number of new things. I had a new camera angle. So, everyone, post up in Twitch chat what you think we could do differently for next time. We're both looking for some constructive feedback.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the content, because we definitely sure did. And we hope to see you guys back next week to watch week 5, which is going to be super interesting because of the map choices. It's going to be fun.
All right, well, we appreciate you all, and I think we're going to cut it here. If I can figure out how to do that in OBS without killing things.